Welcome back. You made it. Welcome to day 9 of 21 days of prayer, a 21-day devotion where we pause to reconnect with God and to reconnect with ourselves. We're here. Let us, per our usual, get started with a brief meditation. We're going to just take 3 cleansing breaths like we usually do to clear the queue and prepare our hearts so that we can be open to receive. So if you are not already in a comfortable seated position, go ahead and find one. Sitting in a chair, laying down, floor, whatever it is that floats your boat. Just make sure that you're lengthening that spine, that you're grounding your feet or your sits bones, and you are allowing your shoulders to drop away from your ears. You're unclenching your jaw and allowing any tension that might be in your body to just melt away for a minute. So as is our practice, we're going to take 3 breaths all the way down from our belly and let it raise all the way up to the chest. You can go ahead and lower your gaze or close your eyes, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And we will get started. Ready? Okay. One deep breath in and let it go. Another deep breath in all the way up. And let it go. One more deep breath in all the way up. And let it go. How is that? Is that good for you? I need that. Every time we come together, that is the very best start to my time in front of the camera. And I want to go into breath again, kind of to piggyback off of day 8 and how we talked about how the breath is such a strong ally when it comes to so many things. Tonight, I want to talk about meditation, what it means to me. Some of you may already have your own meditation practice. Some of you may have never meditated before. Some of you may have only been exposed to breathing through this channel and the very, very brief breath work that we do before we start hanging out. And I just kind of wanted to, I guess, demystify it for people that are kind of like, I don't know about that meditation stuff. And it's really simple. And I think that we all do have a relationship with meditation. We just probably are not aware that it is meditation. We're calling it by another name. And so, quite simply, meditation is breath, stillness, and presence. That's it. It's really simple. So, focused breath, that we are intentional about the breathing that we're doing, that we're breathing the correct way. Stillness of the mind, and because it doesn't always require your body to be still actually. And presence, like your ability to sit with yourself in real time, sit with what you're feeling in the moment and where you're at. So all it requires of you is focused breath, stillness, and presence. So it can be a whole bunch of things. Just like I said, it does not have to be stillness of body. There is something that's called moving meditation, which means it doesn't require you to be physically still. It actually utilizes movement as a way to help focus the mind and help focus the breath. So some people can achieve a meditative state easier when they're not sitting, trying to focus on not thinking about anything else. That kind of trips people up sometimes, because when they sit still to meditate and they feel like their brain starts going 50 million other places. And some people, it might be while they're having a cup of tea in the morning. Some people, it might be while they're doing yoga. Some people, enter into a meditative state through music and dance, moving their body. So there are plenty of different ways that meditation takes place all the time. It's just really requiring you to slow down, be still, focus on your breath with intention, and really be present with yourself. Just meaning wherever you're at in that moment, you're there. You're not thinking about what happened before you got there. You're not thinking about how you felt about a situation last week. You're present in the moment with yourself and your feelings. So when I hear people say, like, is meditation demonic? My answer is always, it can be, right? So if you have demons and you have to be present and in the moment with yourself in order to meditate, your meditation might be demonic if you have demons. If you don't, it won't be. So just think of it in that way. Like you're literally giving presence to yourself. So whatever it is that you're carrying is not on the tool or the technique. That's an inside job. Also, I think that even the older generation, what meditation may have looked like for our mothers and our grandmothers, and they did not call it by that name, was cleaning. If you think about it, mother or grandmother might not have had time to get into a comfortable seated position and lock all of her kids out and stop the 50 million things that she had going on. But when she was processing difficult emotion, it might trigger her to clean so that she can focus her breath, get enough stillness of mind to be present with what she was feeling and work through that and breathe through that. That was meditation too. They didn't have the space or the time maybe to do meditation the way that we do, the luxury to take that kind of pause, but they were meditating. And so I kind of just felt like I wanted to simplify, demystify that a little bit if it's something that you haven't been exposed to, and then talk to you about like why it's such an asset and what it's about. And so the first thing that comes to mind, I think the earliest part of my meditation journey was understanding that while prayer is a beautiful thing, that's a one-way conversation. So if I'm doing all the talking when I pray, and God is always willing and ready to lend an ear, it's still just me doing all the talking. And I remember one time a pastor of a church that I used to go to said, it's kind of like you, whoever you live with, if you're married or, you know, a parent or whatever, somebody important to you, if you tell them like, I have the most important, most urgent question or most urgent conversation that I need to have with you, and I really, really need you to answer me. I really need you to come through. I really, really need you to answer me now. And so you lay out whatever it is that you need. You lay out your questions, your heart, you spill it all, right? And so at the end of you finishing up your end of the conversation, when that person goes to respond, you turn on the radio, you open the windows, you start banging on pots and pans, and you going about your day. And I was like, that kind of is what we do sometimes. That was before I had a meditative practice, and that was kind of how I was introduced to the idea of it. If I'm so adamant about getting through to God and about getting those answers or communicating my heart and my side of things, but I'm not allowing God enough stillness, enough space, enough quiet time to respond, prayer is only one half of the equation. So meditation is actually very necessary to breathe, to be still, and to be present. It's actually about having access, making more of yourself available. So even when we come into this space, we will take time to breathe and release things that don't serve us in this particular uh, intention. If we're trying to pray, we clear things off of our plate. That breath, that stillness, that presence, it allows us to make more room for what it is that we're trying to do here. And so when you think about it, even when we talk about meditation as an opportunity to hear from God, we are clearing the queue and making more space for God to come in and answer. We're quieting some of the noise, moving some things around, letting some things go. And there's a whole bunch of ways that we could do that. Like I said, you don't even have to be still. But I think sometimes we overcomplicate things, or sometimes things just aren't explained well enough. But it's really quite simple when you find what works for you in your particular practice, just as long as you're doing it, as long as you are allowing yourself that time to breathe, that time to be still. That's what's most important. It also is a way that we continue to further like our self-trust. It's a way that we can connect to ourselves, because if that's the way that God speaks, we also become more familiar with God's voice. We become more familiar with the parts of us that is connected to God. And so the more you cultivate that relationship, the more comfortable you become in it, and the more fluent you become in understanding the way God speaks to you, the way your intuition works, the way your inner knowing nudges you. It's just like anything else, it's a muscle. So, with that being said, let me pray for you. So, go ahead and close your eyes. If you want to bow your head, this is your space too. If you want to lower your gaze, whatever feels good. You ready? Okay. Dear God, I thank you for another opportunity just to come before your presence together with all the people watching this under the sound of my voice. I thank you that we are able to gather under one intention, on one accord, to come and seek you for whatever it is that we might need individually and collectively. Like we gather under a theme and an intention every time we meet up. But I pray that you are fine tuning each one of our ears to receive the part of this message that we need, the very missing puzzle piece to what it is that we have going on. I pray that this was something that opened eyes. I pray that even if people who have a seasoned meditation practice, I pray that whenever I come, I'm used, that I'm moved out of the way, and that it's not my voice being heard, but that Spirit takes the wheel, that Spirit is able to lead people into deeper truth in a way that suits them perfectly. I pray that each and every person that's here, each and every one of them understands that they are not here by accident. They were led here. They were drawn here. I pray that they come with an open heart every night. I pray that each and every one of us are committed to evolving in a way that even if there is something that we learn new tomorrow, that we will be open on a topic, that we would never be stuck in our ways to say that we've learned enough, we've evolved enough, that we have it all figured out. Let us all be as humble as a child would be to receive correction, to receive redirection and revisioning. I pray that the practice of meditation will be something that will bless us all, something that would begin to open us up in a way that we had not imagined. I pray for the people like myself who has a beloved meditation practice, that you would take us to deeper depths, to knowing ourselves and to knowing you, to knowing exactly how we were created in your image. I pray for the unlocking every time that we sit down and we sit in stillness to focus on our breath and to be present with our emotions. I pray for deeper intimacy, not only for for self-intimacy, but intimacy with you, God, in our relationship with knowing you. Your thoughts are so much higher than our thoughts. I pray that each time that we come to you in meditation and we open up the lines of communication so that it's not just us asking all the time, it's not just us seeking you all the time and our individual needs, but that we would open up our hearts in stillness to begin to hear from you. And I pray that the person that's listening that is struggling with their confidence and their ability to hear from God, yes, you too, you were created in God's image. You belong to God. You know God's voice. I pray that the confidence will begin to build. We all have this ability to unlock this particular gifting. We all have an intuition and an inner knowing that's ripe and ready to come forward and begin to lead us and guide us in ways that we never thought possible. I pray for just a softness of heart. I pray for a softness of heart that even if we ever thought, oh, that's not for me, or misspoke, and there might have been something that I said that really helped somebody look at something through a different lens, I pray that they will be open. I know that there is no fear, no shame, no guilt in dealing with you. The blessing of the Lord adds no sorrow. So I pray right now that every bit of confusion, every bit of frustration that somebody has experienced around this topic, I pray that it will begin to melt away. Let them know that they can always come boldly before the throne of grace and ask for whatever it is that they need, and that you would supply it liberally. You hold nothing back. You say that you withhold no good thing from those who love you. So I pray that just for each and every one of us to take our concerns, our questions, our comments to you in prayer. May we never feel like we've come to a level of understanding that we can't seek your face, and you begin to unravel things in a way that makes perfect sense for our journey. I thank you that you always meet us exactly where we're at. I thank you that you use examples that are pertinent to our lives and our experiences. So I just pray for more clarity. I pray for more light. I pray for more wisdom for all of us. I thank you that as soon as I asked, you already had it on the way to us. I thank you that you have sent messengers, the ones that are assigned to us. I thank you that they are on the way with the things that we need, things that need to be unearthed so that we might be enlightened, so that we might grow a little bit more each day. I thank you and I praise you for everybody that's embarking on this journey, whether we come together virtually, whether it's the people that have not yet crossed our paths. But I thank you that we are all growing in wisdom and gaining the knowledge in real time that we need in this time, for a time such as this. You're bringing these topics up. You're waking people up in their giftings to be able to share. Thank you and I praise you because this is such a beautiful time. I appreciate it. If nobody else gained anything from this time, I want you to know that I did, God. I want you to know that hearing your voice and just me being supplied with all the confidence that I needed in order to heed that call, it's changed me. And I'm so thankful. So I ask you to keep us until we meet here again. I ask all these things in your name. Ashe and Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for witnessing me. Thank you for encouraging me. And just walking with me. I appreciate you guys so much. That's it for now. I will see you soon. Until then, I love you and good night.